What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Full Tilt Poker. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different in this video. I'm going to be showing you a six-handed turbo tournament. I put two entries in, so I was playing two tables at once, so I didn't record the first part. When I busted out of the first table, I started to record. So, two entries, 2,000 into a tournament, and I'm going to show you how I doubled my money. I made smart plays and in a turbo tournament, which means that the blinds increase at a faster rate. I am going to show you just what you need to be doing to get double your money, and that's exactly what I did. Okay, so let's start with looking at some of the specifics of this tournament. Let's go here. I think, well, I guess we could look at that. Let's try to block that up. No spoilers. Alright, so we started, the pay amount was to the 45 players left in the tournament, and they would be getting, depending on how many entries, either 500 or a little less, depending on how many entries they added in. This is a multi-entry tournament, which means if I put in 1,000, I think it was 1,000 each, right? 900 plus 1, yes, so 1,000. You would get one entry, which means you're entered into one table. If you did 3, you get 3. And then eventually, if you ended up on the same table, they just merge your chips, and that's how that works. I did 2 entries, so if I would have gotten 45th place, I would have lost 500. So eventually, I came down to 13 to the 15 range, and I got 4,002. Doubled my money. I put in 2,000, got 4,000 back. That's a good poker play. That's good poker, especially with the little amount of time that you have to figure out what you want to do as in moves and stuff. Now, it's much better to get all the way up here and get 111,000. That's perfect, but you have to beat all the high chip stacks, and there's a lot of strategies to go into it. So first, let's get into the first significant hand of the tournament. I'm pretty sure there was other stuff I'd like to talk about too. Let's see. No. Okay, and this is one that I registered late to, which could be either a positive or a negative. Positively, you could not go out as soon as you thought you would, and maybe you get to the money quicker. However, you also start behind, and especially in a turbo tournament, you want to get the lead quickly and never let it go. That's kind of what you want when it comes to turbo tournaments. And as this goes on, we might actually have a winner by the time I'm done recording this. So let's get to the first significant hand. I wrote down, oh, whoops. Let's go to number 22. Alright, number 22 is the first significant hand of mine. Smart folds. Okay, so here we go. We are in the small blind. As you can see, the big blind is 240. I'm sitting at 1,700, which means I need to find a premium hand and go all in. So this guy calls. I'm going to call as well. Shooting ducks checks. Flop shows up ace, jack, ace. Now, odds are nobody has an ace. Odds are nobody has a jack. So we get a check. We get Nordy checking. I'm going to check as well for sure. And now I've got 2 diamonds. Now, this is a very interesting play. So I bet. I try to test the waters here. I get a bet or a call from ducks, and then this guy goes all in. Now, this scares me. This guy could have 10 queen. Let's pause it. Let's pause it. Let's go back right here, and let's keep it paused here. Now, at this moment, I'm Nordy, could have 10 king, or 10 queen. Any combo of ace, jack, or king. They could have diamonds that are bigger than mine. There were too many variables in this hand for me to go all in. I most likely would have lost. So, when you think that, oh, maybe I'll get a flush, odds are they don't have ace or a jack. Maybe they do have an ace or jack, though. Maybe they have a king. Maybe they have a 10 queen. Who knows? And whatever that 4th, 5th card would have been, they could have beat me there too, depending on if it was a 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, or queen. So, smart fold, get it out of your way, fold the hand. That guy folds as well. Nordy picks up a nice pot, but I didn't lose too much money there. It was a necessary loss. Usually someone like Nordy would probably just call, and we would see what the last card would be, and then it would be a different story. But in that situation, I recommend folding. Next significant hand, 26. Alright, here we go. So I'm right on the left of the big blind, which is not a good spot to be, but I've got ace deuce suited up, which is a great 6-handed beginning card set. So I just call. And that's one thing you're going to find out about me, is that I'm just going to call, and I'm going to see where the pot takes me. Alright, so we get 2 calls from Fast of Sem, and I'm Nordy. We get a raise from Fast, and a call from Nordy. And I'm going to call this as well. I have an ace. It's not a great kicker, but I do have an ace. I want to make sure they don't have an ace. That's what I'm going for here. Fast checks. Nordy checks. I'm confident they don't have an ace. I'm pushing it all in. Let's see what they got. Fast calls. I think Nordy is going to fold here. No, they both call. So I'm going to triple up here. So we don't get really anything. I'm nervous about a queen. We get a bet from Nordy. Nordy had pocket kings, but we knocked it out of the park with an ace. So, I mean, pocket kings, let's go back. I want to see if I had pocket kings, how would I have played this hand? Let me go back real quick. Let's pretend I'm Nordy here, okay? Right now, I've got kings, okay? Fast of Salem bets. I would probably re-raise here with kings, especially with the chip stack Nordy had. An ace comes up. Now I'm a little nervous about the ace. He bets. I'm going to call. I'm going to make sure he doesn't have an ace. And of course, if I'm me, I call too. So at this point, a queen pops up. Fast checks. I raise here to check the waters. That was Nordy's mistake. Right there was checking. It gave me the opportunity to go all in. It gave Fast the opportunity to call. And by that time, it was too late. Nordy had 2 people already invested in the hand instead of raising and knocking them out and earning a couple of free money. And, you know, at that point, maybe I would have been a little nervous of Nordy had they kept the pressure up. They kept the pressure up way too late, and right here is when they boofed up the pressure, and they should have done that later in or earlier in the hand just to put more pressure on me. I probably still would have went all in, but it would have been a different hand for Nordy and Salem had they pushed a little earlier. Alright, so the next significant hand, we've got number 30, Bet the Goods. Alright, this lesson is brought to you by Betting the Goods. Here we are, we're in really good position. If I raise and Big Rock folds, I've got the dealer position. Jack 8, it's suited, they're almost connecting. It's an okay starting hand, especially with 6-handed. So I'm gonna, let's see, I believe I just call, and that's another thing. I just call, we got WM sitting out, and you can't really tell that while you're playing. But see, I got Jack high right now. So he, of course, just folds. And then we've got Fast. Fast right now calls. All right, another one. We've got 2 pair Jacks and 6s with an 8 kick. Well, really with a 10 kicker. So Fast, what does he have here? I raise, he calls. What could he possibly have? At this point, I raise, he folds. Easy money. When you get the goods, and I'm not going to call these the nuts because I for sure didn't win, but I just had a feeling I had the best hand. Bet that. I've got top pair. I've got an okay kicker. I've got maybe a backdoor if I go back here right before this diamond shows up. Maybe if a heart shows up here, I could get a backdoor flush. A lot of opportunities. 8, 10, Jack, 6. I could have a 7, 9. 7, 9 would have given me a straight. There are a lot of different possibilities, and that is why on this time I raise it. And when the 6 comes up, I've got 2 pair. Fast, the only thing he could have had that could have beat me is a higher pair than 9, or even a Jack with a better kicker than 10. But other than that, I was in a great position to win the hand, and I end up winning that hand. Okay, next one, 45. All in double up. This was a very significant hand. You can see over here on the left, my chip stack losing a little bit. I win some little hands, I lose some hands, back and forth. My chip stack kind of just dwindling, staying in the same spot. This is a very significant hand. I'm going to see if I can slow the speed down here. Alright, so we've got 9-8 offsuit. This is 45, yes? Okay. 9-8 offsuit. I think I had a 2 pair here on the flop. So we're in the small blind, we're already paying, we're in the big blind, we're already paying, so we're just going to check and see what the flop brings us. Sometimes we get lucky, yeah, we get 2 pair right off the bat. Big Rock, what do you got? I raise about half the pot. Big Rock goes all in, I've got a call. I figure at this point he's got Jacks, and that's exactly what he had. 9-8 versus Jacks, he could have hit a Jack or an Ace to take me out. He didn't, I win the pot. 9-8 gives me a nice double up and feeds me to where I need to be. At this point in the tournament, I was probably going a little lower on the rankings, and I needed this win. It was a good win. All right, number 61. Number 61. As you can see, I'm floating right around the same area that I was at. Keep floating, floating. 61, here we go. Alright, so it looks like I have ace-queen suited, and I am in middle position. This is not great position, but do not be bullied by the big stack. Let's pause it right here. Let's take a look at these stacks. No room at 72, 87, 57, 18.6, sitting out, I think, at 75. There it shows it. Biff at 30,000. New guy to the table, I think. Let me see. Let me check real quick. How long has he been there? Alright, so he just showed up, and then I think he won like a huge, huge hand over a couple of people. He gained a lot of momentum. Here we go. Me versus Biff, and this would kind of be a little bit of a rivalry because he was a chip bully. Alright, so here we go. I'm middle position. Ace-queen suited is okay, so I'm going to call. I'm in middle position. Maybe I'll pick up the dealer's button, but I don't. I don't get position here. Alright, we get a raise from Biff, and his style of play, let's talk about that. His style of play is raise big, raise often. That's a live by the sword, die by the sword type of way of playing, but that's what he did. He raised quite a bit, and when I caught him, I caught him. And this is one of the hands where I did catch him. I call. You know, it's an pre-flop ace-queen suited. It's risky, but I know, hey, maybe he has kings, jacks, queens, tens, something like that. My queen-ace suited might be able to beat him. I might pick up a flush. I might pick up a straight. I could pick up aces. A lot of things can beat Biff if I'm lucky. If not, I'll fold after the flop. So here we go. Let's see the flop. Alright, so we get king, queen, jack. Let's stop it here. Here we go. So it's to Biff. Biff has control. He's got the position. He's got control. Actually, it should be to me, I think, first. So here we go. What would I do in this position before I make this call? Let's see. I've got queen with an ace kicker, and I do not want to be bullied by the chip leader. He's been bullying. He's been gaining a lot of chips. I want to stop his momentum. I feel like if I raise maybe, oh, how much did I raise here? Let's see. I would only venture that I would raise 3,000 at the most, or maybe I would go all in. It's either 3,000, something like that, or all in. Oh, okay, he gets to bet first. Hold on. He bets first. Alright, so we both bet 2,400, and we get to see this card. Now this gives me a bunch of opportunities. I can hit a 10 for a straight, a spade for a flush, or an ace for a top ace, queen, two pair type deal. There's a lot of things I can hit in this card combination. So at this point, I'm invested. Half my money is already in the pot. I'm sure he's going to raise me again. Let's see. He checks. That shows weakness. I check because I'm not sure if he has a king. I'm not sure if he has ace 10. I'm still a little worried. I get that final spade. I know I've got nut flush. This is where I push him all in. He has to fold. Unfortunately, I don't get to see his cards. He texts me, hey, 10 question mark? And I was like, well, I'm not going to answer you. I did not answer him. He didn't want to put his money in the middle. I'm not going to answer him. I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You want to keep your opponents in a confusing area as much as possible. And that's what I did to Biff. And, well, we'll just see what happens there. So I end up winning a nice pot there, going up to about 16, 17 grand. And it was a good win for me. All right, so next hand, very, very, very significant hand, 84. All right, so let's look at my chip stack here, and more importantly, look at Biff's as well. So here we go. You see Biff right here on this hand, lost aces to kings. Not much you can do. It's a crazy matchup. Let's go ahead and look at it. 8-6 suited, pretty good. I'm in position. I believe I raise here, or raise or call. I think I just call. Yeah, so I just call. No room folds. He raises like crazy. He always does. That's his style of play. 3,000. He's sitting out. He's gone. And I think he re-raises like all in. Yeah, so I'm out. I'm gone. 2 re-raisers. 8-6 suited might win. But a might win isn't as good as a for sure win like these two cards. Now it comes down to luck. 5-8-6. There's a pair of 5s. Needs a king. Doesn't get the king. He loses really 3/5 of his chip stack there. And fast, gaining a lot of momentum, and that stopped his momentum in its tracks. We were going to 84, correct? I believe so, 84 and 85. All right, so let's again keep an eye on my chip stack and Biff's chip stack. Let's see what strategy is better, mine or Biff's. Right now I'm floating around the same little thing. He's winning some hands. He's losing some hands. So he's losing his money. Me and Biff are very, very close, and we needled each other. We were in about the same hands. Whenever I had big blind, he would raise. And I didn't know if he was a little mad at me or what, but it finally came to a head, especially here. Here's another thing where me and Biff got into it, and he did end up winning this hand. Let's see, I have 2 king. A king is good, 5-handed, a king is great. So I think I call here. No, I fold. Never mind. Why did I? Never mind. I thought I was in the hand, but I'm not. So Biff here, playing with a guy who's sitting out and fast again, and he ends up just winning the pot. I guess that was nothing. Never mind. I saw the cards. My mistake. So hand 83 right now. Me and Biff nearly dead even. Let's go to number 84. I have 3-4 suited in horrible position, and he's got ace queen off. All right, here we go. Let's take the speed down to 50. All right, here we go. I'm just going to call. I've got 3-4. It's suited. I'm looking for a flush. I'm looking for a straight. Straight flush is nuts. All right, so he re-raises it. Look at this. Ace-queen offsuit. Look at this. Hold on. He has position here with the dealer's button, which means he gets to choose how fast or how slow the action goes. He raises 4,000, which is an insane amount, and technically I should fold here. But the way he's been playing has been so sporadic. Live by the sword, die by the sword. That's how he's been playing. So I figured he cannot have a pocket pair. I don't believe that. I think he's got 2 overcards, and that is exactly what he had. He had ace-queen off. So here we go. Let's go to the flop. Now, he has ace-queen off. He hits his ace, and I think he plays a lot like he hit his ace. I've got 3-4. I've got 3 right there. Pair of 3s and backdoor flush, backdoor straight with a 2, a lot of options. So at this point, hey, I don't know really what else I can do with 5,000. I might as well try to win some money here, but I'm going to let him control, because if he has control, he's giving me clues about what he has. All right, so let's go. At this point, he bets only 2,000. That's an okay bet. I'll bet 2,000. Remember, he raised 3, which means he's confident, but not that confident. He might not have nuts. If he had nuts, he'd push me all in, or he'd go all in with that low of a stack. So he doesn't have pocket aces. I don't believe pocket kings. I don't believe pocket queens. He's got to have something else. I don't even believe a pair of aces right now. I think he's got king, queen, something like that. All right, so now a 10 pops up. I check. I've got 2 clubs on the board, 2 clubs in my hand, straight possibilities, flush possibilities, and I just say, hey, I'll check it down. I don't want to lose the tournament. He goes all in. Now, at this point, why not go all in? He does have an ace. Oops, I made a mistake. I'm behind right now. He's got top pair, but I've got a lot of stuff to hit. It's kind of probably about a 70-30% chance here. And I hit with a 4, which gives me, I think, a 2 pair, 3s and 4s, and it beats out his aces, and Biff is gone. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and it ended Biff's, well, not career, but it ended his tournament here today. And eventually, it would that would be the thing that turned me around. As you can see, went up to 17 plus 9 is 26,000. And here we go. Let's talk about this hand as well. This hand, 4-handed, pocket queens, might as well be pocket aces with these 3 people. Very low chip stack. New player, very skittish. He only raises about 2,000. And then fast, kind of, cautious. If I raise, he knows what I have, he'll fold. So at this point, I go, okay, let's see what I can get done here. I'm big blind, I'm defending my blind, and he raises. I'm just going to call. I'm going to let him dig his own grave, and I'm going to give him his own very shovel with his own initials on it to dig it. Here we go. 8, 3, 5. I'm a little nervous. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's some straights in there. There's a backdoor flush in the making. I want to be careful. So I'm going to let him dig his grave. 1,000? Fine. I'll bet 1,000 just in case, another heart shows up and I'm in trouble. Okay, a straight card. That's no good. So I'm going to check. I'm going to let him dig his own grave again. Alright, so he goes 1,000. I'm going to call the 1,000. Again, I don't want him to wake up with anything bad and hurt my chip stack. Then there's a jack. And at this point, I don't believe him. I'm going to raise 4 to test the water. He folds, pick up an easy pot, and I told him what it was. He was a new player. He saw that I just took out Biff. I think he was only there for a little bit. Yeah, exactly. So he saw me take out Biff, and he had to know, hey, I'm not only playing 3-4 clubs, I'm playing premium hands here. And I told him queen, queen in the message boards, because, see, there you go, you see it right there. Because I wanted him to know, hey, this is what I'm playing. I'm playing legit. I'm playing for real. Watch out for me. You gotta kind of give that nudge and say, hey, I'm a good player. Back off. All right, let's go to 97. Repop or be safe. This was an interesting hand, 97, as you can watch my chip stack go up and down and up and down. 96, 97. So here we go. He has ace king offsuit here. Bounty Slayer. We're both about the same chip stack. I'm in the dealer position, so 10 queen is an okay starting hand. It's not great. So here we go, 1,600 I'll call. We get a fold from High Fidelity and a check from Roller. 10-10 Jack. I've got trip 10s, and that's pretty much a winning hand there. I've got trip 10s, Queen Jack as a kicker. He bet 16. I am going to raise him because I've got trips. I want to play a little differently. I want to mix it up. This time I'm going to raise with the goods. He calls. Now remember, he had ace king. He was looking for a queen to put me out of business. So he bets 1,600, and I raise. This was the right thing to do. If he hit a queen, I would have been screwed. So nothing comes of it. I hit a full house. Doesn't matter. 1,600. And I call it. Now at the end here, this is why I said repop. Or, so here he goes. He just bets 1,600 again. At this point, I'm wondering, does he have jacks? Does he have jack 6? I don't think he had jack 6. He would have bet it. Does he have jacks, though? And he's just letting me dig my own grave like I let the other guy dig his. So at the end here, I go, do I push him all in? And then I'll be down to like 2,000 if I lose. Or do I just take the safe bet of the $2,600 pot, however much it was going to be? And at this point, I took about 15-20 seconds to deliberate. And I said, just in case he has jack-jack, which has happened to me before, that type of situation. I do not want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll still have 16 I'll still have about 15 if I lose. So I'm just going to call. Ends up having ace-king, absolutely nothing. He hits an ace-2 pair with an ace kicker is what he was hoping. I had trips the whole time. 26 gets me up to a nice 30,000, 40,000 actually pot there. So let's go to the next hand. 121, fishing. Alright, so 121 is quite a bit away. A lot of people go out. Actually, let's see. 61. Don't be bullied by the big blind with Biff, and then 84. I was already in the money. So here we go. We're already down to like maybe the last 30 people. And then we go to 121 here. Alright, so I've got pocket 2s here. And this is called fishing for a reason. Alright, so I've got pocket 2s I'm just going to call. Whenever you have a pocket pair, just call. Just call. Let people dig their own grave. Let them pay you money out of their own account. So here we go. I've got him beat 4-1 in the chip stack. I've got trip 2s. I want to see if, because if I bet here, he thinks I have a 10. I'm going to check. If I bet here, he still thinks I have a 10. If the 5 didn't help him, he's not going to do anything. I'll check again. Alright, right here he's got a 9. Now, I have no choice. I have to bet. No big card came up. I'm assuming he had a high king, queen, king, jack, something like that. But my trip 2s were just too strong. But I checked to see if I could let him, you know, he was a very low chip stack. If I would have bet, I think the blinds were, let's see, 7,500, so they would have had to be 1,000, 2,000, I think. So 1,000, 2,000, so I would have had to bet 2,000 or so, and that would have been no good, because he would have folded. So I just wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and let him just win, and maybe that was a bad idea, because after this, the break happened, and not much else really happened here. So we hit the break, and here we go. Let's see where I blow up here. I just start losing money. And here we go. Here's my all-in. Here's my final hand. Alright, I've got King 10 in position. JC Boston raises. King 10, I took a lot of time considering this, and I just go, you know what? I'm all in. I've doubled my money. I'm happy. And we get another all-in. I did not expect that. I thought JC was the only one, JSC was the only one I'd have to worry about. But I run into jacks. Now right here, let's pause. Right before the flop, let's go to this. King 10 versus jacks. Let's ignore these cards here. King 10 versus jacks. It's pretty much a 60-40. It's not exactly a coin flip, but it's closer that he's going to win. It's probably 65-35, actually. I need a king or a straight to beat his jacks. Flop comes 9-8-5 with a club there. The clubs don't help me because he has a jack. 8-9-10, jack, queen, king, something. I need something here. I think I need a 6 or a 7 running straight cards, a king. There's a couple of possibilities, but odds are I'm going to lose this hand. Queen pops up. Alright, that helps me a bit. 8, 9, 10, queen, which means, ironically enough, I need him to hit a jack for me to win. It would give him 3 jacks, and it would give me a straight. Very weird thing, but that sometimes happens. I was hoping for a jack on the river. Comes up a 6. Nothing I could have done about that. I didn't know K. Merkid was going to wake up with something. That dude was sitting out, so I just needed these guys to fold. And with him raising, I didn't expect these guys to wake up with a hand. Nothing I could have done there. Jacks beat out King 10, and I end this tournament. Let's see if I can bring it up here. And I end this, oh, let's see, let's bring it up, there we go. Alright, so, and I end this tournament in, let's see, 14th place. Out of 494 people, I ended up in 14th place. Here's how I did that. In the hands I didn't show you, I played hard, I played fast. If I'm in the dealer position, like this guy was, and they put out blinds, you raise. If you have something like that, raise, because they'll fold, give you easy money, and it's a lot of money too. It's a great premium type of style, but you have to know how to play very, very quickly. Alright, so let's see here. What do we've got? We've got let's see, M. Kimakahara, Tombstone, and Stucco Doug, who's been the chip leader for quite some time from Canada, Tombstone, and Makara from Brazil. So they're going to win the top 3. They're going to win 51, 68, and 111,000. Khmer Kid, this guy, ended up getting 4th. He won 40,000. So, I mean, I can't complain. I cannot complain. I won 4,000. I doubled my money in about an hour and 10 minutes time. An hour and 10 minutes, doubled my money. And you can too with my helpful videos. So, I figured I would try a little more of a review instead of a long session, because you're more likely to watch the video this way. You see what I did, the significant hands, I wrote them down, I wrote what they were about, and I want to know if you like this style. I'm bringing this back because I've got a lot of open time on my hands as of now. There's not a lot of other projects that I'm doing. I am still going to college, but I will be playing poker a little more this year because it's something I'm good at. Why not share this with other people? So tell your friends. If they want poker tips, come to me. I feel like I play pretty good internet poker. Live poker, maybe go to somebody else, but internet poker, come to me. I think I'm the only one really doing, significant videos online about how to really help your game and about how to really help you discern what's a bluff, what's a call, what you should do. This specific video, I only wanted to focus on significant hands that gained me a lot of money or made me lose a lot of money, and how I won, pretty much doubled my money. And that was exactly what I showed you. In the future, I'll go over things like position, big blind, bluffing, how to know who's bluffing, needling people, trying to get them angry. No one was angry in this video, but, just table manners, stuff like that on the internet. And we'll see exactly how you can use the Full Tilt program to your advantage. Let's see, I can't pull it up, but usually there is an icon right here on your seat, like mine's a leprechaun. and you can right-click the leprechaun, and you can make him happy, angry, sad, or confused, or anything like that. So if you lose a big hand, you can be angry, and then people think that you're on tilt, which is a fancy way of saying dumb and gonna make mistakes because you're a sore loser. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you want more poker action, you need to be involved. Comment. Tell me what you want to do. This is a free website. Totally free. You don't need to pay any money to play on this. Even if you're in America, you can download this and have fun playing this. So, download it. Download FullTiltPoker.com. Play with me. I'll be on every little while. And if you see me in a tournament, feel free to say hello, and I will tell you if I'm recording or not. Usually I probably will be if I'm playing poker. So, more tips to come into the future. That being said, Derek the Ginger King, checking out.